Okay, you guys, let's do another one. So I am in my drive. I'm finding my folder again. Film production, portraits, Zach edits 23, and let's make an edit on this one. I'm gonna go to open with Photoshop, and I already did this a little bit already, you guys, but I'm gonna show you again right here. File, always save it as a copy so that we know what it's called and where we're putting it. So I'm going to call this one Zach Edit V2, and I'm making sure it's in my Zach Edits 23 folder. I click Save. And you're going to see here is my Zach Edit 2, and here is the original. So I'm editing the copy, not the original. Okay, now what do I want to do to this? First, since we amputated the legs, I want to click on this crop tool, and I'm just gonna make this a medium shot on purpose, like right there. Click enter, command plus, that looks pretty good. That's cool. Okay, one tool I want to show you, this is not a good use of this tool for this picture because it doesn't really need it, but I want to show you this tool anyway. It's called the Spot Healing Brush. I am just going to choose a size for my brush. You can see if I get bigger here or I get smaller here. And I want to make sure it's clicked content aware. And then I'm going to zoom in, command plus, and let's just say we want to get rid of one of these buttons. I am going to just paint over it a little bit, just like that. Wow, very cool. So you can use that for all kinds of things, but don't go crazy, you guys. If you start to go crazy, the face and the objects around it start to look a little bit like robots, a little bit plastic, and that looks bad. So if you can get rid of something with one click, maybe think about it. If you're trying to do the whole face, it's going to look bad. You can see. Just don't. Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. Okay. Now, what I want to show you next is I'm going to select these boys, select subject, give that a moment. Okay. And I want to check my selection. I'm going to zoom in, and I can see this right here is not part of Ever's face or head. What I'm going to do is click this tool right here, the lasso tool. And this option right here will allow me to add to my selection. So I'm going to do that right here because it cut off a piece of Ever's ear. I'm just going to circle that, and it's going to add it to my selection just like that. Okay, and then over here, it also cut out a piece of Alex's ear. Keep selecting until you've got it. Mostly, it does not have to be perfect. Okay, over here, it thinks that this is a part of Ever's face. I'm going to get rid of that one. I click this right here, subtract from my selection, and I highlight this part that I want to subtract. There we go. Good. It cut my ear again, cut Ever's ear. I'm going to add that back a little bit, and on this side too. Good. Now I have a selection that is just the boys, and I have a 20-point feather, so it's not going to be a hard line. That's good. Okay. Now, oh, one more part down here I don't want to include. You see this? Just like that. It does not have to be perfect. There we go. Okay, what I'm going to do now is make some changes in a different way. I'm going to go Image, Adjustments, Brightness and Contrast. And this is going to let me make changes just inside my selection. So I'm going to increase my contrast like I did before, just like that much. Maybe change the brightness a little bit, make these boys just a little brighter. Looks pretty good. Right there. I might also change my saturation just a little bit. And I'm going to choose saturation right here. And I'm going to increase the saturation just a little bit. I can also change my tone very little bit if I need to. But most of the time, you guys, leave it where it is. I'm just changing a little bit to make their faces look a little bit more red and a little less green, so they look human and not alien. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, I click OK. Now what I can do, I made my adjustments, and you can see they're not in the layers right here because they're not new layers. They're just adjustments to this. If I make a mistake, I can go Command Z and go back. What I can do now is change the background. I can go Select, Inverse, and this is going to select just the background for me. Now I can go to Image, Adjustments, Brightness and Contrast again, and just change the brightness and contrast on the background. I'm going to increase the contrast a lot, increase the brightness just a little right there. Click OK. Go to Image, Adjustments, Saturation, and I'm going to increase that green quite a bit behind them. And I click OK. Then I can go to Select, Deselect, or Command D to get rid of my lines and zoom out and see how that looks. That looks pretty good. It's a little crazy colors for my taste. I know I did that, but it's a much better photo than it was before. And you can see, I'll open up the photo from before. Here's the original. There's the original, and there's the edit. Edit is much better. It's a good photo. Okay, I'm going to click Command S to save it. And that's it.